Okay, Roopacon. Sorry for the delay. Here are the things that we covered in your piano lesson from a few weeks ago. Your song is in D flat major, which is an unusual key, but it's a beautiful key. And so you're kind of getting stuck because you're starting here, and then you know this one and a few other spots that sound good, but you don't really know, you're not familiar with the shape of the key very much. So I just wanted to remind you about the basic shape of the key. If you play your D flat in root position, D flat, F, A flat, that's your one chord, and just go up the scale. The 2 is E flat minor, all black keys. The 3 is F minor, F, A flat, and C. The 4 is G flat major, G flat, B flat, D flat. 5 is A flat, C, E flat. And then the 6 is B flat minor, B flat, D flat, F. And I'm going to skip 7 because it's a little weird and go back to the beginning. Actually, fuck it, you might as well just put the 7 in there. It's a C diminished. C, E flat, G flat. So you have a full scale. So just playing the chord scale is very useful to kind of break you out and show you the 7 tools in the kit here. So simply just going to a 2 chord. Break up the monotony or the 3. Or instead of leaping up here to B flat minor, just go to the one you've been playing, but actually put a B flat in the bass so it sounds like a minor chord. Some basic ways of breaking out of D flat, and then let's go into the exercises we did that are completely separate from your song. So the most important key or basic key of all is C, and I just taught you a trick to always find the closest 4 chord and the closest 5 chord. The closest 4, the top 2 notes move up. They move up half and whole, and there's your F major. So you have C, and I go half up, whole up, F major. To get my 5, I do the reverse. The 2 lower notes move down half and whole. So now I have B, D, G, which is a G chord. So now in your left hand, you just play a C root to an F root, back to C, and to G. This is the most important progression in any key, the 1, the 4, 1, 5. And then you can start mixing and matching the order of these in any way you like. Then I want you to move it to the key of C minor. So now we have a C minor 1. And the F minor will have an A flat at the top. And back to C minor. And then the G minor will have a B flat. So B flat, D, G. So now we're going to do it in a minor key. 1, 4. Time, you can mix and match these in any way. Any of the 3 can be major or minor, and they always sound good in conjunction. So for instance, I can take a major 1 and a minor 4. That's a very beautiful sound. You can take a major 1 with a minor 5. Also a very sort of plaintive, pretty sound. And I could do the opposite. I could start minor and use a major 4. Kind of a bluesy sound. And I can start minor and use a major 5. It sounds almost kind of Spanish or kind of classical. So you learn the 3 majors, the 3 minors as distinctive keys, and then you recognize that they're all based around C, and then you can use them to taste to create new colors. Finally, we talked about 7th chords. The most basic understanding is 1, 3, 5, 7. Just add the 7th note of the scale to the 1, 3, 5. That's called a C major 7. Now if I had a minor 7th, it's called a C dominant 7 because the triad is still major. These are the most dissonant, bluesy kind of 7th chords. The major 7 is very dreamy and sweet. Dominant seventh is twangy. But if I do the same thing starting with a minor triad, you get a minor with a major seven, which is literally what the chord's called, minor major seven. It's a very dissonant chord, it's cool though. The more common thing is a minor with a minor seven. And for that reason, we just call it a minor seven. They're both minor, the triad and the seventh. That's the most basic theory breakdown of seventh chords, but the practical takeaway that's much more useful is that anytime you're playing a basic position triad, the seventh is much closer to your thumb than it is to the top. So you just drop the root down and you have a root in the left hand supporting it. So I have C major seven, I just drop half a step. It's a very beautiful C major seven. If I drop it a whole step, I get a C dominant seven, which will sound bluesier. Of course, I can do the same thing with the minor chords. So minor, minor major seven, minor, minor seven. This applies to any basic triad you've ever learned. Go down half step for a major, whole step for a minor seven. Now, you want to apply those to other chords, F and G in particular, just F and G actually, but you want to also experiment with moving it progressively down. Beautiful sound in both major and minor. And a very common sound. You've heard that in 1,000 songs. And then just repeat all these exercises in F. Then repeat them in G. And that's a real good foundation for songwriting and for just basic piano harmonic understanding. See ya.